This is news that's coming in. The Indian government statement on firing of a missile into Pakistan. In fact, the government has said that this missile was accidentally fired due to a technical glitch and that a high-level court of inquiry has been ordered. This was, remember, after an unarmed missile was fired accidentally on the 9th of March into Pakistan. This is now a response coming in from the government on this missile that was launched, saying that it was fired accidentally due to a technical glitch and a high-level court of inquiry has been ordered. Those are the details here. Let me go across to Maruf Raza, who's joining us here to give us some more perspective. Maruf, your own assessment of this, and obviously importantly, despite whatever we say, it is going to be crucial to see what the response is to this from the other side.
Well, Pakistan has already responded to say that their Air Force was in a state of alert and they took some standard operating procedures in case things had gone out of hand in terms of the missile. Unfortunately, if it had hit a habitated area, a civilian area, worse still, if the missile had hit a military establishment and led to considerable fallout, because sometimes the missiles tend to land on ammunition dumps and things like that, and there could be, unimaginable explosions all over the place, and this could easily ricochet out of hand. Fortunately for India, this landed in an area where there was no serious habitation, and I think except for one hutment, nothing really was destroyed. In the aftermath of the Balakot airstrikes, Pakistan has been far more alert in terms of any air crossing of their airspace by projectiles or aircrafts coming in from India. However, there was no incident in India in terms of a terrorist attack, which could have led to an immediate Indian response of this nature. So I think it took even Pakistan by surprise. Normally, after a terrorist attack, which they know has come from their land, they're in a state of alert. What has really concerned to me and the international community, I'm sure, that it is very, very surprising that a missile of this nature could go off accidentally, because, missiles don't go off like rockets on a Diwali day. They take a lot of coordinates and codes being fed into a missile before they are launched, and therefore there are specialized units in the Army and in the Air Force, and the Navy also has it, which operate out of sea, which are trained only to use and fire missiles. So it's not that anybody can just walk in and press a button and a missile goes off. You need to have the whole procedures in place. There are orders and counter orders that are given, and unless this was faulty ammunition, which has also been the case in the past, that some of the locally manufactured ammunition, missiles, rockets, etc., do tend to get exploded suddenly, unexpectedly. There have been cases in the last 3-4 years. So unless that is the case, or there has been a complete goof up in terms of what orders may have been passed and what may have been interpreted by some missile operator, or thirdly, the missile, I cannot see why it was being test fired, if at all, from Sirsa. See, Sirsa is in Haryana, Rajasthan area on the western border. It's about 900 kilometers from India-Pakistan border. And beyond that, the missile flew for 124 kilometers at 40,000 feet altitude. So it was not a cruise missile which hugs the ground and flies. This was a high altitude supersonic missile which flew at the speed of 2.5 Mach, which is very, very fast. For example, some of the more famous missiles like BrahMos, they fly at a speed of 0.7 to 1 Mach.
Right.
This is 2.5 the speed of sound. So it is a very, very powerful missile. Why anybody would have thought of testing it from Sirsa, it defies imagination. All testing is done in the Bay of Bengal. So there are many questions, but clearly a mishap has been averted, and the fallout of this will be people will be taken to task. But in future, in the event of a conflict, those who are missile operators may be cautious by many halves not to operate it, and we might have an adverse situation on our hands because nobody would have wanted to take a decision. So normally, such kind of faux pas lead to extra caution in future.
All right, Maruf Raza, thank you so much for joining us with that take and perspective on this development at this point.